How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Napoli Nation TV. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Oh man, for sure. Way too long, Mario.
Way too long. So before we begin this episode and discuss our topics, we're gonna go ahead and introduce ourselves just a little bit for the newer people that are here. So my name is Mario Bowen. I'm from Napoli, Bella Napoli. Lived there 15 years of my life. My dad served in the military for 23, and we were lucky enough to stay there that long. I fell in love with the team when I was 6, 7 years old, and ever since then, I've been a diehard supporter, as you can tell from my scarves, probably. But yeah, why don't you introduce yourself, Daddy?
So like my boy said, was in the Navy for a long career and spent most of it in Napoli and didn't really watch any soccer at all, and then went to an exhibition game with Maradona there. My wife forced me to go. People were throwing their kids over the fence to get them inside the stadium once the gates were closed. It was a crazy thing to see, and I decided to go to real games. I was hooked from the first game I went to. So that's how I ended up actually falling in love with Napoli, and it was really about the fans. And then fast forward all the way to where started taking Mario to the games, and like he said, he fell in love with him when he was kindergarten age, and we've been to several games. I was living in Italy for a little bit without Mario while he was finishing up college, and we had to take a little bit of a break because he was moving and I was moving and he was enlisting, and so it's great to be back. I can't wait for the season to start in a week, and let's do it. Let's go.
All right, let's get right into it. So first up, we have the notable summer departures. We've sadly lost quite a few players, but we've also got some in advance. We'll talk about that right after this. But in your eyes, Daddy, what is our biggest loss that's on the pitch?
Mario, that's actually one of the easier questions to answer right now. I mean, we just lost, our impact sub player in Aspadori, and we're gonna talk about the striker situation in a minute, and he can fill in as a striker. So that's easy to answer for me. It's Raspadori, and you know, it's gonna be rough figuring out how to replace those impact goals that he's had for us in both Scudetto years.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you 100% on that. Especially now, we'll get into the Lukaku topic as well. Losing him for about 3 months. He was a perfect super sub. He showed up when it mattered most. Lots of clinical goals. Always showed grinta and passion. That's big for Napoli players. The fans loved him. But yeah, I mean, I agree. So in terms of the locker room, though, let's get into that. Who's our biggest loss there?
Ooh, so that's a little bit more difficult, I think, just because I think both Raspadori and Simeone were influential in the locker room. But if I had to pick one, I think it would be Simeone. And I think his attitude and like the way that he seemed to be one of those players that would motivate the others even though he wasn't playing as much. And then like his reputation and relationship with the fans is going to be missed too. I mean, everybody loves Cholito. I'm glad that he's going to Torino, somewhere where hopefully he's going to be a regular starter and he can get back to, scoring a lot of goals per year. So I'd have to pick Cholito, man.
So you would say that's our biggest loss in the locker room and by the fans, because that was my next question too.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean by the fans too. I mean a lot of fans loved Raspadori too. So I think that there's going to be some fans that are a little bit more. I mean, he is Italian, right? He does play for the national team, so I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of fans that are going to miss him a little bit more. Me personally, just as a fan and just seeing what Cholito, like his attitude and his personality, and I'm probably going to miss him more as a fan, but I could absolutely see how other fans might miss Raspadori more. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah. So in my opinion, the biggest loss in our locker room is actually Ngonge. And I don't know if you paid
Oh, really?
attention. Yeah, I mean we're talking about in terms of the other players that are surrounding him. And in my
Okay.
opinion, the players loved him. I mean, every time he was around, he had a big cheesy smile on his face. People always wanted to
Mm,
talk to him. I can't really say the same for Raspadori. He was more not really nonchalant, but more kind of to himself. Simeone, yeah, sure, that is fair for the locker room. But for me, him, I would say that's missed most by the fans is Simeone. And that being said, is because he's from Argentina. He's got roots just like our beloved Ezequiel Lavezzi.
wow.
The fans just fall in love with any Argentinian player. Thank God we didn't get Garnacho. Um, but yeah, I mean, in terms of those two topics, yeah, I would say biggest locker room loss is Ngonga, and then for the fans, it's Simeone.
Gotcha. All right.
All right,
I can live with that, man. Yeah.
so now we'll talk about our summer arrivals. We've got quite a few here. So, in your
Man, that's a
opinion,
long list.
yeah, very long. There is actually a couple more, but those are the bigger names that are gonna most likely make an impact. So, in your opinion, stranding off what we just talked about with our losses, in terms of our additions, who would you say is the biggest impact on the pitch?
Ooh. Well, I'm watching the names scroll along here,
Mm,
and all of those names besides Marianucci are going to make an impact from the get-go.
fair.
Ooh, man. That Oh, man, I don't know about that. Oof.
Shouldn't be that
I
hard.
think De
Don't
Bruyne
overthink it.
De Bruyne is gonna bring the most quality. I
Correct.
think nobody can, like, deny that, just being one of the best midfielders in the history of the sport, right? Lang is gonna bring flash. Luka's gonna bring size and being able to get on the end of crosses. Bukema is probably going to be one of the guys that we rely upon on the back line at any given time. And then VMS, man, to me, VMS was the best goalie in the entire league last year. So, um, I think that question probably depends on De Bruyne's fitness. If De Bruyne doesn't, have any injuries and he can play whenever he's needed, he might actually end up being the biggest impact on the pitch to our overall quality and results. That's
Sure.
probably who I would pick as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah, for me, it's an easy choice. It's KDB, King Kevin. Most impactful playmaker in our generation, arguably. I don't think it's up for debate. He's gonna turn it up for us, playmaking wise. I'm also expecting some crazy banger goals. He started off a little bit slower in the preseason. He seems a little tad bit out of shape. Like we've seen all the antics on the Twitter about people talking about him being out of shape, eating too many sfogliatelle. But he's under Conte now. Conte will fix that with some conditioning. We'll get more into King Kevin in the later topics, but yeah, for me it's KDB. Luca, I think people are underrating Luca, especially now that he knows like he needs to shine with Lukaku being out for 3
Mm,
months. Like he knows
mm,
it's go time earlier than he thought.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like no matter what backup we get, I obviously see him starting unless we get some crazy striker name. But from the people that I'm seeing, they won't take his spot as the current starter. Noah Lang, I do like Noah. He is flashy. He's fast, efficient. But in terms of what I saw in the preseason, he definitely needs some work done. Maybe he needs to mesh into the team more. He's never played in Italy.
Mm.
It's a completely different league from what he's been through. So yeah, but I do like Lang. Now in terms of VMS, I know there's a big debate on people saying, like when's he gonna play? Is he gonna be a starter? No, he's not starting. I know there's a lot of Medit haters out there, and I completely get it. I personally don't care. I want the best goalie out there. I don't have any heartstrings towards anybody. The best players on the pitch. So we'll see what VMS does. He might be incorporated into like Coppa Italia games more than Medet, just to kind of get a flow of the.
Italia? What?
Yeah, we're talking about Coppa Italia. I know Conte doesn't care about that, but I think he'll be in those games. So Medet can start for the regular season, and get some rest. And we do know Medet has been injured before, so to have another backup elite goalkeeper, it's very important. Marianucci, I haven't seen too much of his game, but he is a young Italian, so it's only up from there. Italians, they got defending in their blood, so he can be someone big. Okay, so let's get into the really hot topic for Napoli right now. Our striker. We have a crisis. Lukaku's out for 3 months. I'm pretty sure Luka is a little bit shook.
Mm.
He didn't expect to start right away. Conte loves Lukaku. He was never going to start. So, in terms of new additions, because now we're going to hit the market again, who do you think we should pick up? Who do you like, etc.?
Well, Mario, for me, man, it can't be denied that this is a great opportunity for Luca. And you said that Luca wasn't going to be the regular starter, but I do believe that Luca was going to get some starts in important games, and he was going to he could be the future. And I know Conte is in tune with the project, and it's not just about today, it's about the future. So this is a really good opportunity for Luca. But you're right, man. It is a crisis. Like, there's no doubt about it. I thought maybe Lukaku would end up being out for about a month, and we would be fine with a month, right? But the minimum now is 3 months, and there's talk that he could be getting surgery, and that means he could be out the whole year. So there's different options that I've seen out there that of different types of strikers with their age and their quality and the situation they're in now with their current club and everything. And like for me, I've sort of narrowed it down to like three different types of options. You got one for a loan for somebody that is sort of established, would be too expensive to buy. Somebody like Hoyland from Man U. Like he had a really good year at Atalanta, so he's proved that he can perform in our league, but he's been inconsistent with Man U. Maybe him coming over, maybe like he'll be more motivated. He's going to be on a team that's in Champions League, not a crappy ass team like Man U. Maybe he'll reinvigorate himself. Then you got other options like what's the dude from Roma, the striker from Roma? What's his name?
Dovbik.
Dovbik. I mean, so you've got him, and he's been in the league, but I don't know if Roma would part ways with the dude that might make our team more competitive, so there's that problem, but it doesn't seem that he is a striker that is preferred by Gasperini, so the player might push for that. And then you got other players that are a little bit younger, that maybe have more potential that like that dude over in Gala. I'm trying to remember his name. I think it's Yamals or something like that. I looked
Yilmaz.
up what he's been Yeah, okay. I looked at what he's been doing this year and wondering, wait, this dude's a striker from Gala. Who is this guy, right? Because Victor's over there and shit. But I guess he's been playing while Victor's getting his fitness level up or something. Because Victor hasn't played all but a few minutes, it looks like. That dude, like, he's playing well. So if Victor comes back, what's he gonna do? Are they gonna play with two strikers, or is it possible that he might be an option? You know what I mean? So I think there is options out there, and we're gonna get into how Mana has done in another segment, but I think this is an opportunity for Mana to really show us what he's made of as a sporting director, to try to find somebody that Conte wants that isn't gonna, do anything to cause issues in the locker room, that can be a guy we can rely upon to really be somebody that is not just a backup, but maybe somebody that is sort of a guy that we can trust to start. And then, dude, imagine if Luca gets hurt.
Yeah.
Now we got one striker, bro.
I don't want to
So
imagine
it's
that.
like, I mean, you have to like think about that.
Yeah.
So I think, you know what, man? Ambrosini, the youngster, he's probably going to end up staying just because of that problem. You know what I mean? But he can't be relied upon. He can just be like a something in a desperate situation. And then let's not forget, hopefully we still are going to make that move to get Elmas. And I know Elmas has played striker for us once or twice. There's not a big sample size, but he could be used in a pinch too. You know what I mean? If we do get him. So I think there's a lot of options out there, and I'm not really like honed in on just one dude, to be honest. I'm just trying to think about it a little bit more. What about you?
For me, it's pretty easy. If Roma are really offering him, they're inquiring us about him. It's Dovbyk. He's already proven himself in the league. Roma have a lot of striking power. Like he didn't get like a crazy amount of goals, but his headers are crazy good. He is quite clinical. He's almost similar to Luca if you think about it. So I don't know if that's a good thing to have two of the same type of player. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I'm hearing Vlahovic from Juve Merda might be linked to us. Hold on.
Dude, I saw that
He
on
ne-
one of the posts too,
he
man. I
needs
don't want that bum.
he needs a
No,
fresh
fuck
start.
that.
Tell me not.
No. I know you're not thinking about being happy about
for
getting
a,
him.
for a cheap price, like whatever price that we're talking about, it all depends
A
on
cheap
that.
price, Mario, his salary is 12 a year.
He might tone it
He's
down.
making 12. He ain't coming down all but 1 or 2 million from that. Man, we
Fair.
ain't getting him in. We ain't getting him. If we get
I
him, oof.
I believe he would excel under us. That's just me. But yeah, easily,
Well, he would definitely be more motivated.
yeah, easily Dovbyk though. But if I'm being realistic, we might end up with Hoyland from Man U. And I'm a little 50-50 on that. I don't like what he's done at Man U, but then again, McTominay came from Man U. A lot of players that leave Man U end up
They got a
doing
good relationship, I think, right?
maybe.
I've
I
seen a couple
I
posts
don't
out
know.
there about them having a good relationship.
Okay. Well, maybe
That might
they're
be good.
maybe they're texting each other. I don't know. But I think we're gonna end up getting Hoyland. Hopefully he ends up
That's what you
being,
think's gonna happen?
yeah, just because
Yeah.
we've been linked to him prior as well. Same thing with the whole Nunez thing. He went to Saudi, so that's that. But it's almost making you think
Okay.
like, damn, probably should have got him too, huh? I know the price was a tad bit high, but yeah, I'm thinking it'll be Hoyland. I don't know. Let us know in the comments who do you think we're gonna actually end up getting. But we need to get moving ASAP on that. That's what I know.
Oh man, that's an understatement.
Yeah,
We need somebody signed yesterday, man, because Conte, you know about what happened last year. Like we had McTominay and Lukaku, like the season already started
right.
and they hadn't even arrived yet. So I know Conte don't want to deal with that again, but Conte also got to realize this injury was in the last friendly. So, Mana's the man, but can Mana work a miracle? You know what I mean? I don't
So,
know, man. I'm I'm worried about. I'm gonna be honest with you. The thing I'm worried about most with the striker situation is like the drama that it might end up causing. Like, I think that's something to think about too. Is how Napoli fans can get. They can
sure.
get super emotional and they can start complaining and you know
Oh yeah, I mean, you should
what
see
if Luca what
you
if
should see
Luca
all
doesn't tear it up? What's that?
comments under the Instagram and the Twitter posts about Romelo. They're like, there's people that are supporting him, but there's also a lot of people that are just,
Really?
yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah,
I
I'm
bet
very
there's a lot
surprised
of
by that.
people. I bet there's a lot of people that are saying stuff about Raspadori being sold too, man, saying we should have kept him.
You know, I was
Even if
I was annoyed that we sold Raspadori, but we had to sell people. You know what I mean? Like people of like value. I mean, we just brought in
yeah,
so many. We had to make some kind of money back. You know what I mean? So I
yeah,
don't
I
I don't really
agree.
have an
And
issue with it. I didn't like it, but I don't have an
yeah.
issue with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Uh,
And the other thing you have to think about, man, is Raspadori's been, dude, could he be more of an honorable guy in accepting this backup role for this long?
yeah,
At some point, man, he wants to get some serious starter minutes, and he was never going to get it with us until we needed him. Because Conte doesn't like to play with a two striker formation.
right.
So, but you know, we'll see what happens. If there's anything positive to look at it's Luca now has to step up, like you mentioned already. And then the other thing is that at least at the beginning of the season, we don't have a bunch of games where Luca's got to be relied upon to beat some giants all bunched together. The first, few Champions League games, hopefully we don't draw any huge issues there. And he's it's time, Luca. Like we signed you for a reason, bro. Step up. Like now. He's gonna have to do it from game one. But luckily he doesn't have to do it against I think the first hard game is Milan, and that's like 3 or 4 games into the season. So
Do not sleep on the giant killer Sassuolo. That's week one. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, the
But
giant killer Sassuolo. Man,
am
you
I
ain't lying
lying?
about that though.
Okay. They have Inter's number. Okay, so let's get into Giovanni Mana. He is on fire, right? He's brought in De Bruyne, Lang, Luca, Bukama, VMS, Marianucci. I mean, these people can all be starters realistically, right? So our
Mhm.
bench has just gotten that much better. And that's huge for us because we're going to talk about UCL later on and Conte, but it's going to be huge for rotations. So, how would you rate his transfer market?
Like a grade?
Sure. Letter grade out of 10, whatever.
Cool. So he is on fire, but it's probably an ADL thing more than a Mana thing, but we didn't get Ndoye. And maybe that was the right decision because of, you know, the cost and everything.
Yeah, for that price, I
Mm,
wouldn't have got him either.
I mean, I have to imagine that Conte is not happy about that because it was obvious he wanted Ndoye even after we got Lang. Um, so I would say a B plus to an A minus. If he can find the striker we need now, then it's an A plus. If he can deal with this crisis the right way and we get somebody that keeps us at the top of the table, because that's still what we need to be. I don't want to hear no freaking excuses from anybody that, oh, Lukaku's injured, so now it's all about, just making sure we stay in Champions League. No, it's about repeating still. We need to be able to deal with injuries.
More
So
easily.
I don't want to hear no excuses about, oh my God, now we can't win the Scudetto. No, we need to go find somebody and still win the Scudetto. But Mana's got to find somebody. If he can find somebody and that dude makes an impact when he's called upon, it's an A plus for me.
So currently, you give it a B plus. You said
B plus, yep, yep.
sure.
Just because of the Ndoye thing not happening, and there was other wingers out there that were part of the list, and other than Lang, it was two attacking wingers. That it's been what we were supposed to be getting the whole time, and it didn't happen. That's the only reason he doesn't get somewhere. He doesn't get an A. That's why I'm saying B plus.
Okay, so I'm gonna give it an A minus, just because you got to like really think about it. I mean, we signed Kevin De Bruyne. This is easily the biggest signing in the ADL era. Like by far, no one comes close.
Oh
Like
yeah.
yeah, Osimhen turned out to be a huge player, Cavada, but in terms of someone that was already solidified as a great, an
Mm-hmm.
all-time great,
Yep.
nobody comes close.
Yeah.
And then picking up Lang for a very good price.
Mm-hmm.
We had talked about trying to get Politano up out of there starting. I don't think it's going to happen. Conte loves that guy. I don't have any. Oh, I kind of do. My feelings toward him are 50-50 too. But I do appreciate his defensive effort. But I would love to see Lang and Neres attacking those wings together. I think it would lead to so many beautiful goals, so many beautiful plays. They both dribble the ball very well. They're very quick, you know. But I don't think they're both going to start. Maybe some games Conte will be able to like try that and kind of, experiment. But in terms of like the very first game, it'll be Politano on that right wing. I mean, Bukema, elite defender, proved himself very well at Bologna. Milinkovic Savic, no words needed. He was the top rated goalkeeper last year in the Serie A. Well, top two or three. I know the goalkeeper from Roma was number one. And yeah, I mean, he even picking up young players like Marianucci. He can be a great defender. Like I said, it's in the Italians' blood to defend. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, I would give it an A minus. I'm not going to be unfair and tone it down to a B plus because of having no backup striker now. I mean, this happened recently. I would be surprised if we sign somebody before the season starts. There's negotiation talks. Players have to agree. Agents have to agree. Team has to agree. It takes time.
Yeah.
It's only been what 2 days since we found out this news about Lukaku being out 3 months. We weren't sure
Yeah.
how long he was going to be out. Like if it was only like 1 month, I could probably see them just saying screw it. Let's just play without a backup striker for a month, or maybe not screw it, but get someone lower tier. But 3 months, that's like one third of the season right there. I mean,
That's a minimum too.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
You mentioned surgery, that'll make it take even longer. So yeah, I would give it a minus. If he somehow ends up finding a very good striker, easily an A could be debated or up for debate for an A plus. I mean, there's really not much more that you can ask for. So let's get into the possible formations that Conte will develop with this new team that we have now. What do you think will be his main formation and something that he can experiment with? Move players around.
Hmm. Um. Main formation. I don't know. I think that the main formation could be like a 4-3-3,
Mhm.
or it could be something with a back three, like a 3-5-2. Well, no, not 3-5-2. We ain't gonna play with two strikers.
Sure. Okay, that's fair. So I think his regular formation will be the 4-2-3. Um, I'm a little confused on who he will place at the left back position. I don't know if it'll be Spinazzola or Oliveira, but for sure in goal, Medit.
Marty, don't forget we got Gutierrez.
Right. Yeah,
Miguel
we actually
Gutierrez is
just
getting
saw
ready
that
to put
today.
pen to the
Mhm.
paper, bro,
That
and
too.
he's gonna be a threat in goal. Like he's gonna be a threat in attack.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to. Is he the? I think he might be recovering from an injury still, but once he gets in, whoo, I
Yeah.
think he's gonna be somebody that because Oliveira is definitely not an attacking type of left back.
Right. He's,
Spinazzola is
he's
more of an
more
attacking
so
than
of a
him.
strict
Yeah.
defender. Like he does bring the ball up sometimes, but very slowly. That's why Spinazzola starts because he has pace and tries to
Yeah.
make plays. But yeah, I
Spina
would
can beat
say
his man too.
yeah, yeah. We
Yeah.
saw that amazing goal he scored versus Roma. Little flick over the goalie running down the left line. That was cool. Anyways, so I would say Spinazzola, Buongiorno. I don't know if Rachmani had an incredible season. Like let's not debate about that. He did have
Quiet, incredible season.
quite an incredible season, yes, except for that one
Yeah.
mistake, that auto goal. You know, I'll never forget that. That was astonishing.
That, like, gave me PTSD from the Udinese blunder
Yeah,
when he first came that first year,
yeah,
that
yeah,
like, that first game, remember that?
yeah. So I
Yeah.
would have Rachmani starting over Bukema, and then obviously Il Capitano Di Lorenzo.
Mm,
I'll have Lobotka at the lower midfield position. To his left, De Bruyne. To De Bruyne's right, McTominay. Easy. Well, maybe not so easy because we have an incredible bench. We have Gilmore and Anguissa sitting there waiting to play. So on my next formation, I'm going to
yeah.
try to incorporate Anguissa in there. You'll see what I'm about to cook up.
Okay.
On the left, Noah Lang.
Mm,
On the right, I would put Neres. Do I think he's going to start? No, he might go to left wing and then Politano on the right wing. And then obviously I had
mhm.
Lukaku up there, but now it's going to be Luka. So that'll be the regular formation. I think that he starts out with the 4-3-3. But if I was Conte, check this out. I would experiment with this. It's the 4-1-2-1-2 diamond. Okay. So in goal, Merit. On the left side, Spinazzola. In the middle, Buongiorno and Bukema. On the right, Di Lorenzo. This is where it gets up to cooking. So we're going to incorporate Lobotka as the lower midfielder, Anguissa to his left, McTominay to his right, and then we'll have De Bruyne above them both, right behind Luka. And it was supposed to be Lukaku, but he's injured. But maybe we can try
Mm,
to incorporate Neres
mm,
there or even Lang.
mm.
This is a formation of obliteration, like straight playmaking. Like I'm
I
talking
think
like
I think you gotta switch up McTominay and Zombo, though. I think you gotta put
yeah,
McTominay on the
yeah,
left
sure,
and Zombo on the right.
yeah, they can definitely flip flop. But like in terms of
Mm.
like the playmaking ability that we can see from this, it's insane. What do you think about that one?
Where did you put KDB at again? What was that?
Right below Luca, and it was supposed to be Lukaku, but now it'll probably end up being
So
Neres.
he's playing
He's
like he's
more
playing a second striker number 10 role, or
correct, number 10 role. Yeah,
yeah?
right below
Okay,
both of the two strikers are going to be right above him, right above
okay,
McTominay and Anguissa. And then Lobotka obviously sits back as he usually does. But yeah,
okay.
I don't know.
I
I
can
feel like
see that too.
that'd be fun to watch. You know,
Mm.
it's possible. I don't think Conte will do it, but It's possible.
No, man, let's go back to Politano for a second, man. So, oh shit, man, we're never gonna get rid of this
No.
Politano like PTSD. Dude,
Mind
man,
you,
I
I
don't
think that the
I
hate for him is not warranted. Like, yeah, I hate when he tries to flick to the left and shoot the damn shot outside the box. Rarely goes in. It'll go in once in a blue moon, and when he does score, it is a pretty crazy goal. But like in terms of like bringing the ball up and crossing, I I
you
can't
have
do it.
to admit that he was crossing better last year though.
Yeah, towards the end of the season, sure. Yeah, I mean the amazing goal that McTominay scored was from his cross, sure. But
Dude, man,
overall,
Conte said that we need more goals. Politano got to step up.
yeah.
Politano got to step up and get more of them, one trick pony goals in.
Like
Like he had that one.
why can't he play like he did under Garcia, where he was having a crazy
Yeah,
season?
right.
You know what I mean? Like goals, assists, he was all over the
Yeah.
place. I'm like, what happened to that Politano? That's when I was starting to like almost love the guy. Now I'm just kind of
No,
in
man.
between.
I wonder if Conte is like he's going to try to, because you have to imagine that part of it could be that Conte has said, "Hey, man, you just need to focus on D, bro." You know what I mean? Like you just need to track
Pause.
back. You need to have a work rate. We don't need no goals. We need you to be our fifth defender. Like Conte may have just told him that shit, and Politano is like, "Okay, bro, I got you." Maybe Conte's like, "Hey, man, we need to score more goals now," and maybe Politano is going to try to be more of an attack-minded winger instead of just like a fifth defender. But
Nah, that ain't happening. Conte loves him
but
for one
listen,
reason and one
but
reason
listen,
only:
man,
tracking back on
Conte,
defense,
dude,
which
listen,
Neres
Conte's
showed a
already
good amount of. Honestly, Neres showed a good amount of tracking back. He might not be a better defender, but he's
Neres has
tracking
had
back.
a great preseason.
Really? Okay, good. Yeah.
But here's the thing though. Conte's already said that Noah Lang ain't going to be ready. He made that clear in
Mhm.
one of his press conferences, right? So he's probably sending a message. Don't get too excited. I'm still pissed that we didn't get Ndoye, and I'm going to show you because Politano is going to be the right winging. He's going to be the dude starting, and Ned is not going to be the regular starter. And like he's had a good preseason. Nedes can play on the left now too. So I mean,
Yeah, but Neres
Nedes can play left
excels
or
on the
right. He
right.
can play left or right. Noah Lane can only play on the left. Politano can only play in like a 5-yard freaking box and attack. So it's like if Politano is going to be the guy, we need something from Politano, man. He needs to give us more attack. We need that. We're going to need extra goals this year.
Yeah,
It's not
this
going to be like last year where, I mean, how many goals did we end up with last year? It was some crazy low number, man. Our defense was great, and I think our defense is still going to be good, but I do feel like we need more goals this year. And Politano's got to he's got to give us something, man. He's got to give us something, you
yeah,
know.
for some reason Clayton or Politano is always in the middle of this right winger taking the position thing going on. Like same thing with like Lozano. People
Yeah,
didn't
man,
like him, but
you know exactly how I felt with when
yeah,
him and Lozano were splitting
yeah,
time. I just felt like Lozano was never really given that full opportunity to become the normal guy for whatever reason. But there was a moment when Lozano and Victor Osimhen were clicking with Gattuso, and then once Gattuso left, Lozano just he had to split time, bro. And man, I mean, is it going to be the same thing with Neres? I
yeah.
mean, is he going to split
See, I
time
hope
and
not.
Noah Lane's going to be the starter on the left?
Yeah, yeah,
Noah Lane ain't starting right away though, so
yeah.
we'll see.
And also Neres is pretty injury prone too, so let's not forget about that.
Yeah, that is one thing, man, and that's another reason we need another attacking winger too.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time
So
that Politano was injured, like actually injured, not like the flu or anything like that. I missed a game because of the flu.
yeah,
So
yeah, he's durable too, man.
yeah,
Dude, I've never hated on Politano. I've never like hated on him. I've just hated on the fact that he's limited in what he can do
yeah,
in attack. You know what I mean?
yeah, because
So
he tries things that he's not consistent at, like the damn long shot from outside the box with the left foot. I can't look at it. It pisses me off so much. But
it's
anyways,
it's the it's the Tita Gito from the other side.
yeah,
Like member Insigne and
Insigne,
like
come
his.
back.
I mean, it's from the other side, but it ain't the same, bro. It ain't the same, man.
No, All right. So let's get into our next topic. We're going to talk about our beloved president, the Don Aurielo de Laurentiis. So tell me, all you ADL haters out there,
They still exist now.
street's been pretty quiet though. Pretty quiet.
I've seen one dude in like one of the YouTube channels that still has his like his profile pic or whatever that thing is, man. It says A16. It's like, dude, A16. Who wants to send him to body now? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on now. I mean, I've been one of the most critical of ADL. You know that
Yes.
being my boy and everything. So,
Yeah.
and
If you
like
can change,
he can
anybody can
still do
change.
some things better, but the one thing that is crystal clear is that he wants to win more trophies and he wants to do something in the Champions League. So, it's hard to hate on him now.
I agree. So, in terms of speaking about ADL, we actually wanted to
Yeah.
talk about the possible new stadium and new training center. It's
Okay.
going to be located in Bagnoli, a capacity of 60,000 people, which is what, 5,000 more
Mod,
than what we got right now?
I don't think it's Bagnoli anymore, man. I think that was
Really?
that I yeah, I think that has been killed and it's gonna be near Cinto Direzionale, last
I
I
mean,
heard, is
why do
like
they make it so hard in Italy to build new stadium?
so yeah, I know, man. So, Bagnoli for me is the perfect
Yeah,
location. It's next to the water. You got the metros nearby,
yeah,
Posillipo up on top,
yeah.
Forty Growth is still over to the right. Like the views from up top on Posillipo down on the stadium with the
Beautiful.
background of the water, dude, it would be fire.
Yeah,
But I think that one's been killed. And the last thing that I saw that seems like it's like ADL, I think itself even mentioned that it's gonna be in the Peggio Royale, if I'm saying that right, area near Centro Direzionale.
okay.
Um, that's the last thing I heard. But definitely, I think the one thing that's pretty clear is trying to renovate the Maradona as the way to get us to where that stadium is good for the Euros in
Euro
2000
2032.
2032, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think that's realistic anymore, and I think that's why ADL is really, really pushing to try to find a way to get a new stadium. And I think this is I there's some controversy with it, I've heard,
yeah.
because I think one of the things that they would have to do is get rid of a big old outdoor market where a lot of people might have to, either move to another location or just lose that part of their business altogether. I've heard about that. Um, I think that they're building a new metro, like that's supposed to be able to be a good part of that project. So I don't know a whole lot about it, but Bagnoli, I think for sure is off the cards.
That's tragic.
Unfortunately,
That was literally
yeah,
perfect.
man.
Like I don't like
Yeah, I
he
would have.
personally said he's gonna invest himself, all the monies himself.
He did say that. Yep, he did
Yeah.
say that. He better get some sponsors. It ain't like he's got all that money in his wallet. He's gonna have to get some main sponsors, like
Take out some
people that are
loans.
willing to actually, something similar to what Juve did with Allianz. Like I think,
What a
they were
terrible
able to get
stadium. So ugly.
what is it? Really?
Allianz, what does it hold? Like 35, 40,000 people?
Oh, the
Barely,
capacities do
barely
do.
fills up.
And
It's
they
a
can't even
joke.
fill that shit up, man. It's
It's a
like
joke.
you got 40,000 in that stadium and you can't fill it up every
Like, do you
single
understand
game.
how loyal Napoli fans are? Like, that's just an example. Like, we were
Yeah.
filling up stadiums when we were mid-table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Even when we in Serie C, man, I've
oh
seen
yeah, of
pictures and
course.
I've heard stories.
Yeah,
They be putting 40, 50,000 in Serie C games, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
The fact you
Yeah.
can't fill up a stadium that's like 40,000 capacity, whatever, it can be 45. I don't care. It's crazy. Anyways, this isn't a Juve hate talk show, even though it's hard to, not talk about those bums.
Oh no, it's
So,
easy to hate Juve. No, no, it's easy. It's
yeah, they
easy to
make it
do
pretty
that,
easy.
man. Maybe we'll do one episode that's all about hating on Juve.
No, they don't deserve that. Let's stop talking about Juventus and well, I guess we're not going to not talk about them because I want to ask you, what are the expectations for Napoli, and who do you see as other possible Scudetto candidates, contenders this season?
So it wouldn't be realistic. in my opinion, to say that Napoli is not the favorite to repeats. You
Hey,
know,
hold on
there's
now. There's some predictions out there that have Inter winning with like a 35% possibility. So don't count them out
man, that's
just yet.
you're talking about that stupid optic bullshit. They got fucking
Not
Atalanta near the top two somewhere.
not just them. I mean, you got Mike Grella giving us the high reins and then still finding a way to talk shit about us. I mean, there's
Yeah,
there's
but
people
Mike good
that are doubting us.
dude though, but Gurella did say that we're the Scudetto favorite.
Yeah, but he put a
He he's
little
he
a little a little stab wound in there too while he did it.
oh yeah, you know he's gonna do that. You know, and he's
Napoli
just trying to
only
play it
wins when
safe.
other teams are not as good. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
wow, that's great analyzation. Great.
We're gonna show him this year.
Yeah.
We're gonna show him. Like,
So
why is Inter? Why should Inter be so much more favored than us with that stupid Opta ranking? They didn't even get Lukman. If they don't get Lukman, there's no way that anybody can say that Inter is the favorite. Now, with Lukaku being injured, you're gonna get people that use that as an excuse. Oh well, Lukaku's injured now. Well, what is
we don't do
special about
excuses over here.
Inter?
Yeah.
What is special about Inter making them the favorite just because Lukaku got injured? They get Lukman, that's a different story. If they figure out to
I'm
get Lukman somehow, some way,
not even
they can
that.
pull. If they can pull that shit out of their ass still, then I would say it's probably about a 50-50.
Nah.
But I would still put Napoli just ahead of them.
Here's what troubles me about Inter. It doesn't even trouble me. It actually makes me happy. But for one, we haven't seen what Chivo will or Chivo whatever will end up doing with them. Like, yeah, we've seen preseason games,
Yeah,
but
that's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, and Inzaghi was one of the top coaches in Serie A for years. Yeah, he only got one Scudetto. That's because he had to face us. You know what I mean? He lost against Milan too. I mean, I don't know. I'm just not really expecting like Inter to really make a big push this season. It's his first season. He's getting to know all the players. They're also really old. Like they were the oldest
Yeah, they
team
do have
last
an
year.
old team.
Now they're older by yet another year. They have a really old team. You know what I
Yeah, they
mean?
do have an old
Like
team. Yeah.
their clock is ticking if it's not already started
And they
last
didn't
season.
get Leone, right? They were
Ah, man, that's
there
crazy.
was Leone was supposed to be one of their biggest signings, and they couldn't
Yeah.
get him either. And then they got rid of the dude, what is it, Zaleski? I think I'm saying his name right. They got
Mm-hmm.
him like in
Went
January
to
last
Atalanta.
year. They
Yeah,
sold him and to Atalanta. What is that, man?
it's good business.
Um, you know, I don't know if they get Lukman, then I'm willing to listen to people talking about them being the favorite because Lukman no joke, but they ain't getting them.
Yeah,
I think it's like clear that that's not happening anymore. So we got to be the favorites,
yeah.
and if they don't get Lookman, I'm even willing to say Milan's gonna be our hardest challenger because they've had a
Mm-hmm.
good transfer market.
Yep. New
They got a
coach.
good coach.
We know how
You see
Massimo
their
Allegri does in the Serie A.
Did you see their fans getting behind them too in that first Copa game? Like they filled up San Siro, bro.
Hmm.
Like the fans are
It's a new
excited.
beginning.
No more of this. You hopefully you're not going to see any more of this crap where like the curva just leaves the game or they got the players sitting in front of them like the ultras think they run the club and stuff, right? That shit's funny,
Hey,
but
that happened with
well,
us too.
yeah,
And
Napoli
don't
ultras
forget
will do
that.
that too, man.
Yeah.
You ain't lying.
Any ultras will end up
Napoli
doing that.
ultras been doing that too,
Yeah.
yeah.
Any of them. Any of them.
So if Inter don't get Lukman, then I think Milan is probably going to be closest to us.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't mean that I think they're going to challenge us too hard for it if we can figure out this striker situation.
So hold on. Let me stop you there. So you got Milan coming in second.
If Inter don't get Lukman, yes.
Okay. So if they do, I'm assuming they're going to be third.
If Inter can figure out a way to pull Lukman out of their ass, then I would put Inter second. Yeah.
Wow, you look so happy saying that. So this is where it gets tricky for me because I would have Inter and Milan in the top three, but I can't decide between who takes that last UCL spot. If it's Juventus or Roma. Because Roma, they got Gasperini, they have firepower. I mean, it's very possible that Roma can contend. Like we don't know what they're gonna do. Like yeah, we saw that
Contend for the
crazy.
Scudetto?
Hold on, I didn't say that. Contend
Oh,
for
okay.
UCL.
Okay,
Don't
when
twist
you
my
say
words now.
contend, and I
No, I
hear
was talking about
contend, and I'm thinking
UCL spot,
Scudetto.
not Scudetto.
Okay.
No, let's just
Yep,
get this
yep.
out the way. Napoli's winning the damn Scudetto, all right? Where can I knock on wood? All right. Napoli's getting that damn thing again, back to back. Dynasty, right? Dynasty.
First time in our history, bro. First time.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be nice. So yeah, I agree with you with Roma. I think for me, with Juve and how shit they've been in the transfer market and how shit that club is, and how the fucking fans don't even want to show up for games anymore and all the drama, they ain't getting fourth, man. That's Roma. Roma grabbing fourth, bro.
Okay.
They are grabbing fourth. Their fans are behind them. Gasperini knows how to score goals. I think Roma's going to get fourth, and I don't think it's going to be too close. I think Juve is going to be fighting to get that fifth spot. And watch Como. Watch
I
Como
was
do
just about to talk
something.
about the man.
Watch Como do
Como is a
something,
very
man.
exciting project. They got the
Mm,
monies. You know what I mean?
yeah, man. Yeah,
Did
man.
do you know if Nico, what's his name? Nico Pazzi? You know what I'm talking
Nico
about?
Paz.
Pats.
Nico
There you go,
Paz.
Pats. He's the
Yeah.
Pats. So yeah, did he end up
Mm.
staying with Como? I actually didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, he's still there. Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know the whole
Wow.
situation about him and his Real Madrid, and if it's
Right, that's what I was
I
looking
don't
at.
I think he's on loan. I think he
Mm-hmm.
still might be on loan and he's not
Yeah.
permanent, but he's
Okay.
still playing. This last game that they played in the Copa, Suditro, went up 1-0, and then like Como scored 3 goals in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like,
Nico
yeah,
Potts didn't score any of them, but you could tell that Nico Potts is important to their build-up play and
oh,
everything. So
easily.
Como Como ain't no joke, bro.
I
Como
think
could be they could
they're
be the
making
story of the
Europa.
season.
They're making out
They
easily.
they could be yeah, man. They could be the story of the season other than us repeating. Like us repeating Scudetto was a pretty big story, but Como could be people could be talking about Como, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And they got a very passionate fan base. You have to imagine that they're going to attract some good talent over these next few years.
Yep.
It's a nice place to live and stuff like that. So
And
yeah, man,
Fabregas is
watch
an
out for
amazing
Como.
coach. I mean,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Inter wanted him, but he said no.
Hopefully he stays for, hopefully he stays at least until the project gets to where I mean, I could see the Como ownership wanting Como to be a team that's going to be in Europe,
Yeah.
maybe not Champions League, but at least Europa League.
No,
Like
not
they're
champs.
always going to have they're always going to have, some play in Europe, and Fabregas probably has a little bit more work to do to make sure that that comes to fruition and they can be consistent with it.
Sure.
So, but yeah,
Yeah.
man, you had Adam Fabregas, a good coach.
Yeah. So since we're trying to, talk about Europe, let's get into our expectations for the UEFA Champions League.
Oh boy, man, back in the Champions League. Oh my
Man,
God, I
doesn't
wish
feel
I was
good.
in Napoli to go to that first game, man. I wish we were there.
Yeah, I
Man,
know. Me
imagine
too.
watching that very first game back. Yeah,
Yeah.
with
I
KDB on the roster too. Ooh,
I miss living
oh
there. So easy to go to
yeah,
games. Oh my
yeah,
god,
man,
don't remind me.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, where do you expect us to end up at? I'm curious.
Hmm. So with Lukaku being injured, unfortunately,
No
I
excuses.
think no, Champions League different, Mario. Champions
Yeah.
League. I mean, we have to like tone it down a little bit with the Champions League if Lukaku's going to be out the entire year, and I think that we have to mentally prepare ourselves for that. I mean, Hoyland might be that striker that can help us, but he ain't played in Champions League much either because man, you garbage.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh man, I'll be honest with you, my drive for what I was hoping that Napoli could get to this year was already striving for a semifinal, straight up.
Wow.
Whether you think
That's
that's
bold.
realistic or not,
That's bold.
that's where my mind was. And it can't be that way with Lukaku if he's going to be out all season. Even if he can get back by January and he can be available and fit to play in the group stages, then maybe we can still figure out how to fight for semifinal. But I think you got to tone it down a little bit now. And if we can at least get to the quarterfinal, I don't think anybody can complain about that, right?
Sure.
Um, so yeah, if I had to put an expectation on what I would be satisfied with right now, with Lukaku being hurt, it'd be quarterfinal.
That's actually exactly what I was going to say. Quarterfinals, whether we had Lukaku healthy or not. You know,
You didn't think we could get to the semis, man, with Lukaku
I don't know.
being
We
available?
know about Conte's flaws in the UCL. He doesn't have much success in Europe. So, but the thing is, though, I mean, he's got availability for rotation now. You know what I mean? Like he just needs to rotate. That's his biggest issue is rotating players.
And with the way that Champions League is like structured now,
Yeah.
and the fact that there's a league phase, and you might not have to actually face these huge teams that will get you booted out of the quarterfinal because like there's a chance where we could be playing somebody in the quarterfinal that is like like they're not up to our par.
Yeah.
That was a lot harder before. When you get to those knockout stages, more often than not, you got to play somebody, that's got a Champions League pedigree already, right? Because we definitely can't say we got any type of even European pedigree. We've never even really done anything in the Europa League that can be remembered. I don't even think we've even gotten to the final, right? So
No, hold on.
we don't have the
Did you forget about
what's that?
Maradona? Maradona.
No, man, I'm talking about the ADL era. Not
Oh,
not
okay,
with
okay.
not with
Well, hold on.
Maradona. I'm
I'm not
talking
trying to
about
discredit
yeah.
our
No, I'm
UEL
talking
chip.
about
All right,
I'm talking about in the ADL era.
just making
Like
sure.
I think ADL wants that in the Champions League. He wants us to be able to be somebody that can, like Conte likes to say, dare fastidio a livelli top. Like he wants to be able, I think ADL, what Conte has said he wants to do in Serie A, ADL wants to do in the Champions League. He wants to make it annoying for those big ones like Real Madrid and, Bayern and Barcelona and, Man City, and I think that's what ADL wants. He wants to be up there playing against them and making it rough on them because that's good for, revenues and the future of the club and everything. So,
All right.
hopefully ADL's thinking about that, and he lets Mana go get who Conte wants.
I feel like he's done a pretty good job about that, especially given his history. Uh, we were all worried about the relationship he would have with Conte, drama, all that, and we almost got a little taste of it at the end
Wait a minute.
of the season. I mean,
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
yeah.
You said we all. Man, I wasn't worried.
Oh my gosh, you had no doubt
Dude,
that
I
Conte and
had
ADO would
zero.
clash heads.
Listen,
That's
listen.
bullshit.
So I had zero doubt. And the reason I had zero doubt is because I knew that ADL learned his lesson, and ADL knew that he had to get. ADL has wanted Conte now for a bit. It ain't like ADL all of a sudden just said, "Oh, I got to get Conte." There's history of ADL talking about trying to get Conte before. So I absolutely was not worried about their relationship. I knew that there would be a moment where maybe you would think, "Oh, they're going to butt heads now." And there was going to like that was probably going to happen, but it didn't happen, right? But I knew that if they were going to butt heads that they would figure it out too cuz they both want to win. ADL wants to win.
Yeah,
Conte winning is in his freaking DNA. So I wasn't worried about it. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't. But I didn't expect ADL to be so quiet. I thought maybe ADL might say a thing here or there, and ADL has pretty much kept his mouth shut when it comes to letting Conte do his job. So,
yeah.
yeah,
That was actually very impressive from ADO. That's what impressed me the most this season.
yeah,
That he
yeah. You ain't
didn't say
lying.
anything controversial at all. All right. Well, so UCL, we both say the quarterfinals, even now with the Lukaku injury.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't think if we don't get to the quarterfinals, even with Lukaku being injured, I think that'll be a disappointment still because
But not a failure,
I
just a
do
disappointment.
disappointment. Yeah, I do think Mana's gonna find somebody. If Luka gets injured, we're fucked though. Like if Luka
Yeah,
gets
let's not even
injured,
think about
man.
that right now. Knock on
Yeah,
wood
but
again
you
for
that's
that.
why you have to have that striker that
Yeah,
can even be the guy if Luka goes down. Even if Luka goes down for like 2 or 3 matches, you gotta have somebody else, man. I mean, I hope we still get Elmas though. I know I mentioned that before, but I still want our boy Elmas back, and hopefully that happens. You haven't heard
uh,
too much
that'll
about it lately, though.
that'll be the first time in Napoli history that we got someone back. We had the Reina situation whenever he was out on loan, and then we got him back. But in terms of like building a whole
Yeah,
new team and coming back, it's never happened. So
yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. So let's go on to the next topic. It's about our new signing, Kevin De Bruyne, King Kevin.
He
So
Kevin, baby,
yeah,
best
so
midfielder. Well, that's controversial whether he's the best, but
of this generation, of this
he's definitely in
generation,
the discussion.
oh,
Like
I think he's number
nobody
one
can
of this
deny,
generation,
nobody can deny in the history of the sport that he's in the discussion as
top
the
three.
GOAT in the midfield.
Yeah, easily he can be up for top three, like in all of history, easily. But what do you think of him so far? In terms of preseason,
So it was obvious that he wasn't in shape when he showed up to camp.
tell me about
Like
it.
everybody could see that,
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean that he's not going to be in shape enough when the season starts. And if you've noticed, he's played at least 2 friendlies, a full 90 minutes.
yeah,
And what I saw at the end of those matches, he didn't look like he was beat. I mean, he looked like he still had energy. And I think it's also obvious that he has, from a physical appearance standpoint, like you can tell that he's more fit than when he was when he showed up. Um, so like from being a fit, I think he's going to be ready to go.
yeah.
He's going to be ready to go. I think he is.
Okay.
Um, and I don't think that we should have any worries about can he adjust to Serie A or anything like that? Because it's not like we're going to be asking him to do, something crazy like we did when we signed Maradona. We're going to be asking him to create. We're going to be asking him to be in the right spot at the right time to make the right passes. And my bro can do that with his eyes closed.
Yeah,
So
he's a magician. It's
yeah,
crazy.
I think he's looked good. I think he's gotten more fit, and I think he's ready to go.
So I mean, we already discussed about KDB earlier. How I feel about him. Amazing player. Uh, he has very, very high expectations with us. And you know how Napoli fans are when they expect something, they want it. You know what I mean? Or else heartstrings start to get pulled and they get a little emotional. But I think he's gonna have an excellent season. Obviously, he was never about pace, anyways. He's honestly quite slow.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But the thing that excites me the most about having KDB, this isn't talked about enough, are corner kicks. Do you know how
Oh,
many corner kicks we get a game and nothing ever happens? It's
yeah.
ridiculous. Like I get so pissed when we get a corner. I'm like, oh yeah, great. Another corner.
Yep.
There goes Politano. There goes Raspadori kicking it. Like it just never works out. This guy is phenomenal on corner kicks too.
Dude, I'm trying to think in the entire ADL era.
Gulam.
Gulam. That's the only dude that I
Gulam.
can remember that when he took a corner kick, you thought we were going to get something out of it.
Yep. And then now
Yeah.
we also have players that are stout. They have size. Like we have players that can easily head it in. Di Lorenzo heads it in perfectly. I mean, just talking about that in the preseason goal, that KDB crossed it in there from the
Mm,
corner to Di Lorenzo.
mm,
Like I'm,
mm.
I'm trying to see more of that because Napoli is one of the teams, like one of the teams in Serie A that gets like so many corners, but we don't do nothing with it. Like Inter, look at
Man?
Inter from set pieces.
Yeah.
They score like half the
They
damn
were
time.
Yeah, man, they were set pieces king
It's
last
so
year.
easy
Here the other thing too is just like set pieces in general, other than corner kicks.
yeah, in general.
KDB, he can score and he can put the ball where it needs to be. Like
Yes,
depending on where that set piece is going to be on the pitch. Like, have we ever had somebody that was really
Insigne.
good at set pieces for scoring?
Insigne.
You think
Yeah.
Insigne was?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. He was
I
good.
remember that goal against Borussia. Remember in the
Hmm.
Champions League, that
He was
set
there.
piece he had? That was our
Check it out
last game
right
in
there.
2013. Yeah. Yeah, man, that was a pretty good goal. I thought that
That's when he started getting links to other teams
yeah,
after that season.
yeah.
Heavy links. But yeah, I mean, KDB, we expect big things, and we know you'll deliver.
So talking about expectations with King Kevin,
Mhm.
do you do you see double digit goals and assists? Is that
Whoa, a
realistic?
double double?
Yeah, you see that? I mean,
At his
take
first
into
season
account
playing in the
take
league
into
he's never
account
played in
set
before.
pieces,
Yeah,
take into account set
um,
pieces, and he may take some PKs too.
I think you'll have 9 goals, 13 assists. Let's say right on the edge.
9? You just trying to be a
I don't
smartass by saying 9 instead of 10?
I don't know if he'll get double double. I don't know. That's asking for quite a bit. It's his first season with us. Like we know he's a phenomenal player, but he's never played in any other league except for the EPL. You know what I mean? So
No, he played in
no, sorry, I
like
meant
he
like in his
like
prime,
noticeable. Yeah, in
noticeable.
his
Yeah.
prime. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
And I know he's not in his prime anymore, but damn, is he still so freaking good? It's so freaking fun
He's so
watching him play.
graceful. Like
Yeah,
when you
he like
watch him
glides.
do yeah. Yeah,
It's like he's not
man.
even trying. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
wait till he heats up, gets comfortable with the team. Oh, it's exciting. I'm excited for this season. I really am.
And we're just talking about what he means to the team on the pitch,
Mhm.
but from just a like a revenue standpoint, from a,
Oh,
recognition,
yeah.
global
Look how
awareness of
many Man City fans gathered their way
yeah,
around Napoli and are supporting us now. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like like
Hey,
KDB, like there's strictly KDB fans, like how LeBron James, like there's fans that just follow him whatever teams you go to. Like
yeah.
there's fans like that for KDB, a good amount.
I was in Slow maybe a month ago or so, and I had, what kit did I have on? I think I had the away kit on, and we were just walking around in town, and for some odd reason, man, in Slow, I see a lot of like more than anywhere else. I see people wearing kits, and there was somebody sitting down, and we walked by, and then like he's like KDB, and I'm like, yeah, man, we got
You didn't
KDB,
say
bro.
Napoli, you said
You know,
KDB.
yeah, he did, but hey, I'll take it, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he's definitely going to. I'd like to see what our Instagram followers were before and after KDB to see what the difference is. I'll tell you what, in the Anopoli Nation community that
Oh
I
yeah.
started a few months
There's a good
ago, I
30,
think
40 people that are strictly KDB. I
at
saw a lot of
least,
KDB fans in
yeah,
there.
man, at least, yeah.
Yeah.
So just like from a and he's super professional. He's
Very.
not like he's not like a great leader from what I see, but he's never going to be that player that's going to cause any type of drama.
No.
He's low key,
He keeps to
you
himself.
know, yeah, yeah. I'm excited about what he means not only for this year but just for our club in general, you know what I mean? Cuz like you said at the beginning, he's the biggest signing since Maradona. There's
Easily.
no ifs, ands, or buts about that. We've had other players that maybe will be looked back upon as making more of an impact overall. Like the Cavadas and the Ozimins and the Cavani's and the
Sure.
Hamsiks and but I think from a global awareness that Napoli is here, he's gonna help us with that big time.
Yeah. Well, KDB, we expect big things. All right. And that'll conclude season 2, episode 1 of Napoli Nation TV. We have a very special guest by the name of Joe Fischetti from Forza Napoli Pod coming on live on Wednesday, August 20th at 10 p.m. Eastern. We expect a lot of people there. Joe will be there. He's a very knowledgeable man. Make sure to ask as many questions as you can because he'll be there. And
Yeah, man, Joe
also,
Fischetti.
yeah,
Yeah, Mario. Joe Fischetti is one of the pioneers when it comes to Napoli content, especially when it comes to
easily.
podcasts.
Yep.
And I can't wait to have him on. You know, we had him and Dom on at the beginning of our show when we started it way back in the day. Well, not way
Yep.
back in the day. What am I saying? But you know what I mean. Feels
Making me
like it's
feel
way
old.
back in the day. So yeah, he is. We're gonna have some things that we want to ask him, but we want engagement from the Napoli community out there to get on that live and ask Joe whatever you want to ask him.
Maybe not
Um,
whatever, but
what do you mean? Like, what do you mean, whatever? What do you mean, maybe not whatever?
there's some crazy fans out there. I don't know.
So I'm looking forward to that, Marty. I can't wait for that. And we plan on trying to do that throughout the season, is trying to get some other special guests on and whenever they are available to come on and do some lives with us too. So this will be the first one.
Yep. So just make sure you guys follow these other Napoli pages as well. We got Forza Napoli Podcast, Napoli Talk, In the Shadow of Vesuvio, and Napoli Rant. We're all trying to stick together as a community, help each other grow. That's the main purpose of all this stuff. It's all for fun, but we all love some growth, and just make sure to check them out on YouTube, X, and Co. And lastly, there's a very cool website created by Raf Pizarro of Napoli Rant. It's called cncusa.org. You can use this website to actually find other Napoli clubs from North America and beyond. We're rapidly growing as a community. A lot more English podcasts being introduced, and it's very exciting times. And I
Yeah,
hope
man.
nothing for the best for all of us.
Yeah. It's great to be a Napoli fan. It's great to be part of the community of Napoli content creators.
Yep,
Um, I love it, Mario. You being all the way over on the East Coast, me being on the West. Um, a little bit emotional. I love doing this with you. Okay.
me too. It's very fun.
Mhm.
I miss you.
I miss you too, man. We're gonna see you soon, though. We're going
Yes,
to a
sir.
Broncos game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's coming up in like a week or two. That's another topic,
Yeah.
but this is Napoli, not Broncos.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
Mm.
wherever you are in the world, enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks again for stopping by to season 2, episode 1 of Napoli Nation TV.